Well, it's almost here. And by almost here, I mean 3 months away. And we have our first impressions on the bare bones of From Software's newest venture, Elden Ring Nightreign. The not so long awaited sequel, prequel, Patrick lost to the Eagle. And now I can gladly say it's alright. It's cool. I can dig it. I mean, it may not be your cup of tea, but if you click this video, you either A, want to play the game, or are at least interested, or B, skill issued. So let's go over a few tidbits and goodies I've noticed through my playtime of the network test of Elden Ring Nightreign. You know that any statements, claims, accusations, inspections, ideas, strategies, complaints, propositions, actions, and embarrassment is all solely the opinion, observation, and suggestion of a singular entity and doesn't entitle others to a certain playstyle or commitment upon opening the application. And all of this is subject to change due to the game still being in development and the beta testing being a limited version of the final product, Elden Ring Nightreign. Basically, it's my opinion, and if you don't like that, well, sorry to offend. I also don't like onions. Now here's 10 tips and tricks for Elden Ring Nightreign. Starting off at numero 1. Yeah, that's right. This is a 1 to 10 list. Didn't see that come, did you? We're talking about getting your flasks. Get your flasks. Just get your flasks. I don't know why I have been in so many games and people haven't noticed that this is where you get your heals. Like, do you guys not want your heals? You get your heals. Go get your heals. Do you not like healthy? Be healthy. You get your heals on this part of the map right here. Go up to the altar, you press this, the square, your interact button, whatever it is, and then boom, you get an extra heal. Easy peasy, numero uno. Had to make it clear. Tip number 2, don't be like me and these guys.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
This isn't effective or efficient for anyone. I get it was the beta, not serious progression to be had, but we could have defeated a lot more bosses and quicker, resulting in more loot items if we just did it together. Like Nick Cannon said.
Where did you and Mariah Carey first smash?
On our wedding night, I know what I was doing. She told me to get up off her and that I did it like a virgin.
And that was penetration.
Yeah, I actually talked about this in my stand-up. I cried.
Tip number 3 is the flaming chariots. Now, these guys are extremely beefy on the outside, but they have a secret. They're weak spots. Now, there's 2 of them, but I'm going to show you the one that's the most effective and easiest to complete in this game. God, I stuttered there. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and run up to these guys, jump up onto them. Not like that. Jump up onto their heads, at least, in case it sounds worse. Jumping up onto top of where their flaming hole is. God, and you're just going to stab them there. You're going to parkour up the face of the thing. And you're going to stab it in the top of the head. And it's going to go boom. And when you run away, that's that. Don't sit there and try to fight these guys. They're extremely beefy and they're extremely troublesome and annoying to take out. Just do what I did in these clips and you can take all 3 of them out super easy, just like that. Seen a lot of people not knowing that, and it was an enemy in Elden Ring, so figured I'd put this in the list so, you know, people will see it. Tip number 4 is for my wizards, my hexers, my
Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells.
You're gonna go to these towers to get guaranteed spells, because I noticed most bosses don't really drop a lot of staffs and stuff. At least it's not a common drop. So if you want guaranteed good loot for spells and whatnot, these towers are guaranteed. You're gonna run up, slap the gargoyle, and then you're gonna slap this disc of light he leaves in his wake, and then you're gonna run up the tower parkour style, and you're gonna go to the top and find a nice loot drop that should be guaranteed spells and incantations for those with the ability to cast them. Tip number 5 is a very easy point of interest to miss, but a very crucial and very good point of interest to get. You're going to go and find these map rooms. Now, these map rooms aren't going to be in the same spot, I'd imagine, on release. They're probably going to switch spots on the map. But regardless, if you see these icons and if you see this place, go here. It's a great spot to find good loot and some more spells on top of that. Another place for my wizards. But this map is going to also reveal places on the map, on your mini map, that are going to contain bosses and beetles, apparently. And they may vary. There may be more spots introduced later on. And then these beetles, which is also kind of a twofer in this one. Beetles are a great way to get talisman, I notice. Tip number 6. After all that is said and done, you should definitely be shining. You know, like you got your flasks, you got your loot, your weapons, your spells, your incantations. You know, you got a few levels on you. You're looking good. You're looking good, my guy. Look at you. Look at you all grown up and whatnot. You're making me proud and whatnot. You know, I'm proud of you. Now get out there and get the greater bosses. The greater bosses are where the real loot is at. These guys right here are where you want to spend most of your time. Once you're done getting your basic essentials and once you follow basically every other step in this list, you should be good. You should be ready to take on, if you're in a group at least, to take on these bosses. And that's why I'm saying in a group, because of you, Larry, because of you. Tip number 7. What did I think this was? I thought this was like Crash Bandicoot or something. Like, what was I doing fighting a Godskin Noble by myself? I genuinely don't know. And if you go back and watch my live streams, I'm sorry I wasted so much time fighting the Godskin Noble by myself. Oh my god, what was I doing? But no, in all seriousness, don't be like me. Don't just run off in trios in fighting Godskin Nobles or Lorettas by yourself. It's not going to work out for you unless you have like a bleed build or something and you're doing the most, you know, evasive, sweaty gameplay you can ever imagine. That's completely different. But don't say I didn't warn you when they're stomping your forehead in. Number 8. So, you didn't listen to me and you still want to go fight that boss, or you are listening to me, but you're still with your team, and so it doesn't matter. So, I'm going to show you where 2 bosses are. Number 8's tip is 110% chance of a greater boss spawn in this castle. If you go down to the lower levels and into the sewer section, you'll be able to find another greater boss waiting right here. He's either a Crucible Knight or one of the other big guy knights. Take him out, great loot guaranteed. You're welcome. Next up is number 9. Now this boss is a little trickier to get to, but easy enough so everyone should be able to get to him. What you're going to do is you're going to go to the same castle we were talking about before, and instead of going to the bottom, you're going to go to the very top. And you're going to get there by going up the side of this wall here, and then you're going to go up this scaffolding, and then you're going to jump over into this balcony here. And then you're going to run down the balcony here, and then run to the left on this balcony here, and then there should be a way up after there's a knight in your way, which you can dispatch of at your discretion. And at the top, you'll find either a Loretta or a Godskin Noble. And these guys are really tough, so I would definitely coordinate with your team if you plan on taking these guys out. They're extremely difficult by yourself. Don't be like me and try to fight him by yourself. Definitely want to have your team on this one. Tip number 10 is my opinion, and if you don't like that, cry about it. But don't go for these increases to health, stamina, or magic. They're not worth it. I don't see a substantial boost to your stats, and you're going to lose that health anyway. So don't really prioritize these. What I would prioritize is getting those AoE, those sweet special effects where you're either running and something goes off and it's damaging around you, or you're getting glint blades, or you're getting the fire chaos around you. Anything where it's its own instance of damage where you have to do nothing but exist practically, grab it, because it just does so much more damage, and you're going to be wanting to do as much damage as possible on these later on bosses. Trust me, they're gonna be ridiculous. So definitely grab as much damage dealing special effects and AoEs as possible. I suck at goodbyes.